You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV Smash After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV Smash After Show.
Hey, everybody, Bing is for doing... And we are doing another AFTERBUZZ of Smash. It is Season 1, Episode 10. I am Tamara Berg. I am joined in studio by Kendra, Kabasele, and Sarah Mendoza.
Hello.
We have Ronnie Jr. in the booth, and we have a secret
special guest
on the sofa who's pretending not to be here, who's a friend, and that's Anthony. So, hi, Anthony.
Hi, Anthony.
Okay, so... we were not the most supportive and in love with last week's episode, and we liked this week's episode much better. Yes, is that?
Yes.
Do we have a consensus with that?
We had smiles this week.
Okay,
we
good.
enjoyed
We
this
had laughter.
episode.
Phew.
We had belly
I'm back.
laughter.
We did. There was a fair amount. Hi. You need me to move? Hi. Did we forget to exchange the cameras? Okay, I'm wearing my cute T-shirt tonight, so make sure you get me all in the camera.
You look great tonight,
Oh,
Tammy.
thank you. I think we all look great. I love this. I
Oh,
love
thank
this.
you. Channeling my inner hippie.
Fancy. It's very fancy. Okay, so let's get right into it. We've got, first of all, I want to talk about Dev and Karen. They're beginning the breaking of my heart, which I've been anticipating for weeks now.
Dev drama.
Dev drama.
Starting.
So, okay, actually, I was writing notes, and so I kind of missed something in the beginning that was critical. And since I was running the remote, I should have just run it back, but I didn't. So did he get not offered a job, or did he get offered a job? There was, when RJ came into his office and said, have you told Karen what's going on? What were they talking about?
Weren't they talking about from last episode?
Oh, the press, okay.
When he tried to, sabotage the other guy, it didn't work out, so things fell through.
Okay, so it was just about him not getting that job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think possibly looking into opportunities elsewhere.
Got it. Which, we talked about in the end, which I'm not buying. But we'll get to that in a second. So Dev and RJ, she touches him. She touched him.
Oh,
That was
violation.
I was like, anyway, you know how I feel
Rude.
about RJ,
The first thing
right?
I thought was rude.
No, tell us how do you feel about RJ? Because I know, but
you must
not
have
everybody
heard,
might not know.
Yeah, not everyone heard me say it, to the TV.
No, really?
But doesn't she have some grocery shopping to go do? She's always available to Dev.
She is terribly available.
She needs to not be so available.
She's
Yeah.
got a
Getting
major crush. It's so obvious.
And didn't she look really pretty today?
She looks pretty every episode.
I
That's why
know.
it's so dangerous.
I know.
Fresh from the
Easy,
dry bar. she's
Obvious,
like-
easy access
whips
there.
I know, right. Hey, how's it going?
Right.
And don't tell me that Dev doesn't know. It's Dev knows that this
yeah.
girl's
Yeah.
into him.
Of course.
And he's
Yeah.
entertaining it. Why go to
He
a
is.
bar with her after your work shift?
Ugh.
Like they said, why don't you just call him on the phone? Same deal.
Mhm. It is the same deal.
If it's about business, give him a call. You don't have to meet them afterwards.
She'd probably Skype him. Sorry. I have
FaceTime.
to. I have to see you. But we're talking about them, right?
Yes, we are.
We're staying. We're living in
Yes,
this
we are.
moment.
We're
Okay.
not moving yet. Something in my
I
eye.
think
Go ahead.
Dev is subconsciously sabotaging his relationship because of his probably subconscious desire for her.
For RJ?
Yeah. I feel like every conversation he has with Karen, they always each have problems, but he always says, no, you go first. And then we end up not hearing his problem, or she volunteers her own problem. Like, doesn't really give him any say, or he keeps it in, or I don't know what it is.
I
But
feel like he tries to be too strong with Karen. Like he doesn't want to show any weaknesses, which is why he doesn't share the fact that he's worried about what's going on. So who does he run to if he can't share it with Karen because he wants to appear strong? He goes to RJ because he works with her. They're going through the same thing. They understand the business and the politics.
You know, the other thing that I've noticed that's different about him is that in the beginning, a few episodes, the first 4 or 5 episodes or so, he would just go on and on about how talented she was and how amazing she was and how she was just destined to be a star and was constantly building her up. And he hasn't been doing that so much. So I wonder if, you know, which is which. Is he trying to create resentment in their relationship, or is he just not feeling that way about her anymore? And so the kindnesses to her and the opportunities with RJ are coming up more. I mean,
he did say she was a sight for sore eyes when she came in.
That's true.
And that seemed genuine.
Well, she is. I mean, she's gorgeous. But
I mean, in terms of, you know.
Yeah.
he was happy to see her.
Yeah.
Well, I think, honestly, I think they're just so involved in their own worlds right now because they both got a lot going on.
Yes.
It's hard to, you know, deal with all the stuff you're dealing with and what your significant other is dealing with at the same time. So other than making it just such a, like, they're dumping all this stuff on each other, maybe he's got his person on the side he's venting to. And then Karen has, you know, her chorus friends who she's venting to.
Right.
Which is great, but then now it's causing the disconnect between two of them.
Yes, it is.
Well, and his holding back of information, I think, is creating a divide because she's not up to speed with what's going on in his life.
Right. And so how can she be supportive when she doesn't even know what's going on?
Yeah.
Right.
But then he has accused her, or he found out from her, that she was withholding information from him when she talked about being sexually
Derek.
harassed by Derek.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, wait. Oh, it was Derek. I thought she was talking about the guy at the table.
No. She was
No,
talking about
Derek.
Derek. So
Hence the fight.
exactly
Yeah.
at the
That
end between the two
ensued
of them.
Okay. I thought that was just because he, like, what are you doing at my house? Which,
Wow, that's a big
rightfully
reaction.
so.
That must have seemed really weird to
But
you.
No, because.
Oh no, why? Yeah, why are you showing up at my house? Yeah,
Yeah.
but so now you know there's a little extra
He was in
to
a
it.
hot spot anyway. He was just like, you know, aggravated
And
about life.
what is
Right.
Derek doing, honestly? He just shows up at her house all the time.
Nobody has phones.
Nobody has
Nobody
phones
has
in the
phones,
show.
really. Yeah.
Nope.
There's just
Yeah,
like-
no cell coverage in Manhattan. Total
true.
dead zone.
No.
No, yeah, it's silly. Well, you know, it's not so interesting for us to watch people talking on the phone.
That's
so
true.
I suppose we should just give them that one.
Derek's got a crush on Karen, though.
Right.
He
So,
does.
Okay, so I need to talk about this because I actually stopped the show while we were watching, and Derek. Okay, so we bring Karen in as the understudy. She's understudying Marilyn and playing the role for a couple of days until Uma, aka Rebecca Duval, comes in from Cuba. And sorry, it just reminded me of something hysterical, which I will email to you. I'll tweet it, okay? Just don't worry. It's so off topic. It's a million miles off topic. But anyway,
She's writing it
Note to
down so she
self.
can send it.
that is. I'll send it to you.
Star it.
Hilarious.
Underline.
Okay, so Derek, they put Karen in the show as Marilyn, and then he's really nasty to her, right?
Yeah.
Yelling at her,
Like
screaming
usual.
at her, and right, like usual. Then he talks to Ivy. Ivy says, you need to be sweet to her. Okay, so Miss Psychologist, you're always bringing in the psychological element. So what do you think? Do you think Ivy is messing with the whole situation, is pulling strings and being a puppet master behind the scenes? Okay.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And she sort of admits to it, too.
Yeah.
But why does making Derek feel like he needs to be kind and baby Karen benefit Ivy?
I think because once she slips in as Marilyn, it'll benefit her. He'll continue to treat Marilyn as this kind. He'll continue to baby. That's my analysis.
I think that
No,
she's just putting
I hear
her...
you. I'm just trying to imagine.
I mean, she's pulling out all
She's
the
doing
stops
anything
'cause,
she can.
Yeah, she's desperate.
I wasn't rolling my eyes at your theory. I was rolling my eyes
She
at
was
Derek. Please, I
debating.
don't think. I hope that you didn't think that. No,
Oh, no,
I was
no.
just rolling my eyes at Derek and Ivy, going, "Oh my God, they were just so ridiculous."
Yeah. She's desperate, though.
Well, I think Ivy's just
That's interesting.
getting
That's
back on
interesting.
his team. So she's not going to put any pressure. She's not going to go against him in their decision. She's actually going to go along with it so that Derek feels comfortable with her again and feels like, oh, maybe I can work with Ivy. Maybe she can be, you know, at least an understudy since she's been so cooperative this whole time.
Right, right.
That's what I thought she was trying to do. Is just like put the idea in his head that
I'm a team player.
Yeah, she's not always going to be, you know, the pouty one causing the drama.
And Ivy has some explaining to do and some apologizing for her behavior in the last episode, you know? So perhaps being nice and not rocking the boat is a really smart thing to do.
But this tactic may backfire.
Well, it appears that it already has, don't you think?
Yeah, he already has locked in Karen as the vision of Marilyn.
Because it actually helps Karen, because that's what Karen needs, is she needs someone to, you know, help her through, be nice to her. That's actually what she needed, not somebody yelling at her the whole time like Derek had been.
Right, so it works great for her.
Yeah.
Even she was surprised. She was like, hello.
She's like, oh, maybe he does believe in me.
So that scene where she pops in and out of being Marilyn in Derek's head. That we were all like yelling at the TV, right? Or were we all confused, or was
I
just
was enjoying it?
Like, was he hallucinating? Like, that was just...
That was the thing. Was he hallucinating? Was he not? And I have to say, I think that's one of the things that is... I had a long conversation with a friend of mine who's a writer yesterday about this show, and he doesn't like it because of them breaking the fourth... He was in the theater. On Broadway, and he has since become a writer, and he was really critical of the fact that they break the fourth wall in this, meaning that the singers, you know, spontaneously break into song like in a musical, but it's on TV, and it's sort of mixing of genres, and
right. I see it.
And then I forgot what I was going to say next.
No. I wish we could rewind.
I know. Oh no.
What were we talking about? We were
Your
talking
friend
about...
who was a writer.
No. What part of the show were we just talking about?
Oh, when she turned
Derek,
into
when
Marilyn.
he has this hallucination.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I think is kind of troublesome about Smash, is that there are times when we don't know where we are, and it becomes disorienting. I know with some shows, writers do that to go kind of keep your audience off balance and kind of guessing a little bit and make them surprised. In Smash, I think it ends up being disorienting and confusing. And I think that's a really bad road to go down. So like we were just saying,
a song happens on all the different facets, like, and levels. It happens within the play. It happens in, you know, the characters' daily lives.
Right.
For no reason,
right?
Or maybe it does have to do with the plot. So you're right; it can be disorienting because it kind of comes out of nowhere sometimes.
Yeah,
it's pulling from different places.
And I think it makes the audience feel very uncomfortable with the show because we need to be anchored with something so that we can go with you on the ride. And when there's no anchor, it just feels crazy, and to us sometimes implausible and ridiculous.
Plausible.
I actually enjoyed that part. I didn't find anything.
What did you like about it?
I mean, I thought it was pretty straightforward. You know, I think he was watching and then remembering what Ivy had told him in terms of advice.
Okay.
And we saw that transition. We saw him kind of lock into, oh wait, let me, you know, be nice to her and kind of give this a chance. Even though, you know, Ivy is doing it and with ulterior motives, I think he was just paying attention.
But he looked shocked himself, didn't he?
With his own...
Yeah.
Because he looked shocked,
surprised.
I thought it was borderline that. I agree with that. Plus, he was sort of fantasizing about her. I thought there was like a sexual, like, tension, weird tinge to it too, which was confusing to me.
I didn't feel that.
I felt it because just the way it played out, like she was so. I don't know. It was like a sensual hallucination.
Good one, Ronnie.
Good one.
I think that's an extremely strong element of the Marilyn character, the Marilyn Monroe as a person, as well as the character, and so I think that's definitely something that would be there. And he's already tried to seduce her. He's just seducing everybody all around.
Right.
So that's part of his element.
It was non-sexual. I think it was just more of everything was falling into place, and they were building that, you know, crux before Duval came in. You know, I think they were building it up so that we were like, oh, this is Marilyn. And, oh, no, it's not.
What was odd and different about it was we never see Derek tongue-tied. He always has something to say. So when he was kind of stalling after that whole bit, I was like, oh my, I wonder what's going on. Is he falling for her? What is he thinking right now?
Right, but I thought that was interesting. I thought that was the interesting part of it, that he was shocked and surprised at his own reaction, and that he went into this reverie that he wasn't expecting.
Right.
I think it was like, finally, she got her chance to display her talents, because all the other times it was Ivy, you know, he was kind of shadowed by that. She was shadowed by that. And this was her chance. And so he was like, oh, where has she been all this time?
There it is. It was like a there it is moment.
And then it's almost like, oh, we shouldn't have called Madame Duval or whatever.
Right. Maybe there was some regret there, possibly.
Because they kept giving the chance to Ivy.
And then he shows up at her door. Derek shows up at her door.
That's just another.
Because there's no phone.
In her nightie she was.
And he can't get his Skype working. And so, she's there in her Maryland nightie. And
who doesn't check the door, though? She did,
in New York City.
Again, with people not checking the door, right? She with her back turned in her nightie.
To the serial killer who's standing there with a knife and a chainsaw in his hand ready to kill her.
Right?
Well.
Lucky her, it ends up being her lecherous director instead.
Yeah, who did sexually harass her first time.
Yeah. So, okay. Ridiculous, implausible. But anyway, he comes in, he talks to her, and then leaves. And then there is the fight between Dev and Derek.
That was really funny, though, when we were watching that part, because all three of us were shouting out different names of who it could be at the door. I heard, like, Dev, RJ, and I was like, no, it's not. For some reason, I knew it was going to be Derek. But we were all shouting different names at the screen at that time.
I want to know what happened to the flowers. We didn't see. I
don't know.
He fought and then they just cut to the next.
Well, because his face was sore. That beautiful face of his was sore.
Dev had flowers.
I don't know. Last time I got punched in the face, I couldn't find the flowers either. So
you know what I mean. I'm just
flowers at the funeral.
Continuity.
Well, he dropped him. That's all. He dropped him.
I thought it cut to when they were arguing already. They were inside, right? Karen and what's his name? Dad.
I don't know. Minor point. Like, I don't care. Yeah. Whatever. Let's move along.
Should we go to?
I want to go on to Julia and Leo. Julia and Leo and Tom. There's
Frank.
You know, we can't really keep these to small. We have to hit everything on these shows. So Julia's sitting around with Leo. She's trying too hard with him. She's going, how's that grilled cheese? Is that really good grilled cheese? It's the most awesome soon-to-be divorced mom grilled cheese that you've ever had. Yeah, trying too hard. And, you know, and she's clearly struggling with the fact that her husband has left her.
Right.
And won't talk to her, but will talk to the son. Yeah. Even takes his phone, tries to call. Yeah.
I really believed her remorse this episode.
Yeah.
She, especially when we saw her leaving the voicemail again. She was trying to dial her husband, and she was like in tears. And I think she did a great job with this episode portraying the remorse. Because before I was like, this girl, no, she had fun. Like she really liked that whole bit with Michael. But today you really got to see how bad she felt for what she did. And I was kind of relieved we didn't have to see Michael in this episode, too.
Yeah. Well, and he may never come back. I don't know. Because they fired him, you know.
Right.
One of the things that I was reading online today in blogs was people were talking about a lot of the implausible issues that are in this show. And one of them was, most implausible way for your husband to find out that you've been having an affair through song lyrics sitting on the piano.
And we said that last week too.
Yeah, we did. And whoever wrote this, which I thought was very funny, they said, well, why didn't she just write an apology song and give that to him?
That was a good one, actually.
Harsh.
Ouch. Gotta write that down.
Apology happens in song in the show.
Yeah. Except not enough sometimes. Although we had a bunch of songs. We're going to get to songs later. Okay, so then that melds into Tom and Julia having their anniversary of their first show opening ever. And clearly that was paralleling for Julia, the union that she has with Tom was was paralleling the union that is breaking up with Frank right now. So they go to, well, first of all, they talk to the NYU student who's interviewing them and citing Wikipedia.
Yeah,
According to Wikipedia,
that's funny.
which I just thought was hilarious.
Adorable.
Cute,
of
very
him.
cute and funny. And then they go to the high school production of their play
That they wrote.
called the
Their
Three on a
Three
Match.
something. Yeah, 3 on a match.
3 on a Match.
Which I think is a cute little tradition that they
I
have.
think it's adorable.
Yeah. And then they went back and they're sort of giggling in their seats at least Tom was having a good time with it.
Tom had a great time this episode.
Tom
Yeah.
was fantastic. Let's talk about Tom a little bit.
Honestly, he's my favorite character of the show.
He was
Again,
great.
this friend that I was talking to yesterday said the same thing. It was very funny. This is very funny because here's how the conversation went. My friend, he's a writer, I said. So a lot of times when he talks, he gestures and he talks whenever he goes, like, so I was
Typing.
Yeah, he was typing.
Yeah.
So he always talks about, so I was reading the news the other day, and he'll mime typing. And so he says to me, he goes, you know who my favorite character is? And he starts doing this, and I was like, don't tell me Ellis, because Ellis is the only person I can think of who types on the show. I go, Ellis, I hate it. We all hate Ellis. We hate Ellis. And he was actually playing the piano. So he was being Tom, not Ellis.
Right.
This is Ellis, this is Tom. And so it was so funny because I was just, it was
Yeah,
kind of,
very
and I was like,
similar
I
gesture.
clearly didn't get the gesture because
Right.
your keyboard was too small for me to be able to
Right.
interpret.
Yes,
But it made me laugh.
That's funny.
So, again, I've lost my train of thought.
Oh, we were
So
just saying
Tom is
Tom.
great.
Fantastic
Yeah.
this episode.
He's hilarious,
Charming.
talented.
We
Saw it when he did his number today.
And how fantastic it was to see him really break out and do a real number. That was so much
It was
fun.
Favorite part. Me and Kendra were like, he should do that part in
Yeah.
the musical.
And I think that's what the panel was thinking,
Yeah.
Probably. And Derek and probably everybody there. He did
Yeah.
a really good job.
He did a fantastic job. That song was called Don't Say Yes Till I Finish Talking.
That was great. I would watch that again.
Cute, funny.
if I
You
do-
just want to see the towels fall off. I know.
Oh, gosh.
I was actually thinking about how that would work when it did play off in
I
stage because they
know.
kept pulling it over their
Yeah.
heads,
Yeah.
on their shoulders, pulling
knew
it
it
off
was-
of their.
It was like several
behinds.
takes. I was watching the technical
Yeah.
aspect of it. I was no, seriously.
You were
'Cause
looking
it
at the
was-
booties in
'cause
that number,
no,
Kendra.
the jeans.
No, because that would be challenging. That would be challenging, yeah. I don't know what they were going to do with that.
jeans.
Yeah. But yeah, great number. Really
Was the
fun.
couch in that number?
There was
The
no
infamous
sofa.
couch?
There was
No.
a massage table.
That's
There was a massage table
not-
that has not shown up before for us.
Maybe Tom and Sam are gonna. Never mind.
No.
I'm just gonna stop there.
Well, right. No. So let's just talk about that really quick. So Tom's boyfriend, the hot, cute lawyer
The hot
boyfriend,
lawyer man.
busts him about Tom. Having feelings. You have feelings for somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a terrible scene, right?
Yeah.
he didn't discover it through song lyrics, but Tom has this
He
felt
felt
the
newfound
page.
yeah, this newfound
he-
love
he
for
feels
sport.
For the sports
chemistry,
page.
right.
That was a really lame scene. I have to say, it was lame.
Honestly, what is Tom thinking? He's got this amazing boyfriend who's extremely successful and attractive.
But he doesn't have anything
but
in common with
no.
him.
That's
Sam,
true.
he has more
but
of a connection
really, he
with
doesn't
Sam.
have anything in common with Sam. They just got this.
No, they have
flirty
the
connection.
theater.
Oh,
They have the theater
okay,
connection.
that-
And remember, the sex was bad between the lawyer and Tom the first time. Remember?
That'll do it. Yeah.
Remember? So bad sex, disagreement on politics, don't have anything in common. They're cute.
And
That's really all
You
there
can
is.
learn from him, learn the sports. He was trying to do research so he could talk to him the next day.
Yes, yes. He should just dump cute lawyer man. Let him find somebody
It
who
was
appreciates
funny when
him
in
more.
the song he did the towel whip on
Sam.
of all the
How
guys.
We all
Oh.
noticed that, didn't we? Didn't we?
His little boy
It
crush.
was good though. But just real quickly, the end of the anniversary was Tom and Julia out in the parking lot, and she reveals to him that Frank has left her. And just before that, she had been incredibly rude
Stormed
to
out.
the high school kids and stormed out.
Right, and rude to Tom. He was pretty much,
Presenting them.
yeah, giving
Yeah.
her accolades on the stage, and he had a gift for her in front of all these people, and she just stormed out. And thankfully, he recovered and said
And was funny,
Yeah, it
actually,
was
and
funny,
cute.
and the
Yeah,
audience
yeah.
laughed with him. But I mean, if that were me, I would have been so hurt.
Yes.
And I would have reacted the same way. Went outside, gotten mad, even, yelled at her, whatever, and told her, that was not right.
But it's understandable. I think, where
I
she
don't think
is.
so.
Where,
I think it's absolutely understandable. I think she could have held it together for another 30 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, it's understandable the way that she felt.
And that's all she,
but not what she did.
Okay. And then she starts to cry because she's devastated about her husband. They think she's crying because Tom just gave her an apron. And she's like, I have to go. I'm crying. That was all she needed to do. 30 seconds. She's in the theater. She should be able to act.
No, but she should have told him in advance. I'm not having a good night. Don't bring attention to me. Something. It shouldn't have been just...
Yeah. Well, I think it's understandable that she was going to feel that way, just not the way that she acted it was inappropriate.
Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was. And there are a lot of different ways it could be handled, but
then there would be no show.
There would be no show. That's right.
It all
That's
comes down to that.
Thank you for finishing my thoughts. Yes, indeed. So let's talk about the show, about Bombshell, the Maryland show. So the 3 songs that we heard tonight, or did we hear 4? We heard 3 on a Match, which is an original piece from Tom and Julia's.
We heard Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, Kelly Clarkson do
Breakaway.
The Breakaway.
By Ivy.
And then Don't Say Yes Until I Finish Talking, which was Tom's number. And then Never Give All the Heart.
Karen's
song.
And I think they'll be available on iTunes. I think every show has,
I think I can tell you right now.
Every episode,
Never Give All the Heart and Don't Say Yes Till I Finish Talking are both available on iTunes.
Cool.
Yes.
When Megan
the high school production one, not.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
shocking.
Yeah. Darn, I wanted to download
really
that.
Counting on the seller with that one.
When Megan was doing Breakaway, I was actually really sad watching that.
Yes.
Because she was, again, pouring her heart out, and you could tell she was so heartbroken about not still having the part in that. She messed up last episode when
she's
in her
a
drunken
bucket
stupor.
of crazy right now.
Yeah, but I felt so sorry for her during that scene when she was singing.
Yeah, Kendra,
I didn't.
That's just because you're Team Karen, ride or die, Karen over here.
we have opposing thoughts this episode. I didn't feel
you just
that.
didn't. No, it just didn't connect for you.
No, and because the song, I like the song separate from this show, but. I think it's an inspirational song, so it's almost like she's optimistic about the future, I think. So I didn't feel bad.
Okay.
So
it wasn't
hopeful.
Because Breakaway, yeah,
Could it
I'm
also
not
be
sing, but
me
you know
neither.
the lyrics, right? You could.
No, I can't. Not tonight. I'm a little phlegm challenge today. I know that was more than anybody needed to know. I had a lot of cheese yesterday.
Cheese.
No, the other thing I was going to say was, do you think it could be because the song is so well known that it's hard to put a different interpretation on it sometimes?
It could be, but I feel like other songs I was able to connect with the character.
but a lot of the other songs, in my opinion, a lot of the other songs that we've seen that are well known, they changed the arrangement, or they changed the something about it for this show that made it more different from the original. And this was really kind of a straightforward interpretation of Kelly Clarkson.
That's true. So maybe that's part of it. I couldn't, it just didn't do anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
So then with the show, it was all about investors again. So Eileen meeting with investors, Ellis trying to, I don't know what Ellis
Get
is
more
doing.
investors.
Well, sticking
he
Ellis.
was trying. That was interesting. He was trying to give her information about her bartender friend.
Right.
And she refused it.
Right.
I don't know why.
I don't
Is she
either.
afraid to? She feels like she has a good thing, and she's like, I can't deal with another problem. Because of her divorce and she's traumatized.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Because
But
now
I
she's
wanted
got
to
something
know.
good going, and she
wanted to
doesn't
know.
want to find out that it might not be so good. I wanted to know
see what
too.
was in the folder.
Yeah, the one time we wanted to hear Ellis say something, he doesn't.
Give me the folder, Ellis. What's in there?
It's true. It wasn't a thick folder, so maybe
No, it wasn't.
Like
it was one sheet.
Maybe it was like a public record of some kind of.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we saw Eileen and the
Your
bartender
expression is killing
kiss,
me.
though.
I think Kendra is bucking to get a writing job on Smash because she's got everyone's psychology all figured out. She's ready to write them all.
He must have a rap sheet or something. Like something.
Yeah, that would be very I could see that
Yeah.
happening because he's kind of a gritty underbelly kind of guy.
Yeah. She's a little
He's
shady, but-
bartender at the $7 martini bar. So you never know about
His
those
bar is
people.
always empty during the day when she's talking there and she's giving all her deepest
because they're
secrets.
respectable people. They don't drink in the middle of the day,
Unlike Eileen.
like maybe some people do.
Yeah.
So
No, they're all taking their time walking to other people's houses because they don't have
'cause
phones.
they don't have
Right.
phones or Skype.
Yeah. I'm almost there.
I can't tweet you because my phone's not working. But, okay, so the investors, there was this couple who I really wish I had the time to figure out who they were because they're
They've got money. That's all we know.
no, I mean who the actors were because they felt like to me they were maybe paying back a favor cameos. Maybe they were actual investors. It's just because, again, I felt like they were caricatures. I felt they were very silly. There was the woman who was the sourpuss, and the guy who was the old, like, he looked like David Brown, actually, who was very, very famous and very successful Hollywood producer. But they just seemed so silly to me. At the end, there was that scene with, so then we met Cobra. What was his name? Somebody Cobra? Randy Cobra.
Randy Cobra, played by Terrence Mann.
Yes, Terrence Mann, who is a theater actor. So Randy Cobra comes in and he's going to save the day. He's going to invest in the show. He's got his $7 million and the contracts all come out. Ellis comes in, gives the contracts to the sourpuss and her husband or partner, whatever he is, and someone else. And they're all going, well, wait. And then Randy Cobra picks them all up, throws them in the trash and sets them on fire because he says, you don't need their money. You've got my money. And I just felt like it was so silly. I just felt like it was a completely ridiculous scene again.
Yeah.
Does anybody agree with
That
that?
one was
Agree.
a little out of place, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I was like, didn't they want everybody's money? Why can there only be one investor? I didn't get that.
Good question.
Take it all.
No. I'm not taking your $7 million. Run away. Yeah, that was kind of. But again,
weird scene.
with the writing being a little comical unintentionally, and then some of the acting being a little comical unintentionally, I think.
They probably just wanted, they were greedy. They wanted all the return or whatever.
Themselves.
Yeah. That's why they don't want to mix investors.
Yeah,
the investors.
And he's obviously not a traditional Broadway producer investor, so that's reason to maybe not want him there. But that just seemed silly to me. But then we got to meet Rebecca Duvall. Uma finally arrives from Cuba.
Yes.
Finally, after
Golly,
50 minutes of the episode, we were waiting.
53 minutes in before she showed up.
53 minutes.
She had some trouble leaving Cuba.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be the Uma episode. Like she was going to be there the whole time. There might be like a debacle or something, but she literally showed up, like you said, in the last 5-7 minutes.
We saw her feet more than we saw anything.
Her
the
hair.
back of her
We saw
head.
her
And her hair.
And her shades.
and her little
And
entourage.
her assistant. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks like next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. I mean, they needed to bring her in, but that'll be interesting to see her come in next week and what all's going to happen because it looks like she's, not to talk about predictions too much, but it looks like she's stirring the pot. So
Uma is actually a great singer too and performer.
Sorry, Uma
I've yet
is?
to
Yeah,
hear
she
her.
is. Have you guys seen The Producers?
Yes. Yes.
I thought she was great.
She
in
was
that
terrific
movie.
in that, yeah.
In her Swedish accent.
Yes. Very funny movie, very funny play, musical. So, right. So, okay. And then the other thing is I want to talk just a little bit about the song Never Give All the Heart. Because I think it was you, right? Who was just
I loved it. Karen,
loved
right?
it.
You're talking about
yes, Karen's song at the end.
Oh, that was beautiful.
She was so, it was beautiful. Right?
If you listen, I got a little bit of this because I read about it a little this afternoon before we saw the show, that the lyrics were talking about a poem, and the poem is a Yeats poem, and or the poet Yeats. I know a poem. He says, "Never give all the heart for love. Will hardly seem worth thinking of to passionate women if it seems certain, and they never give all the heart." I think that's how it goes. There's a little more of it here, but it was so pretty. It was just a pretty song, and I thought it was a gorgeous showcase for her voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I love about her, she doesn't have to belt for it to be something magical. She's just I can't. Her voice is like angelic.
And I was
Yeah.
thinking the same thing because
Yeah.
I think that's why I was always Team Karen, because she just has that silky voice, and I feel like Ivy was kind of just pushing too hard. She was always belting, and I mean, and you know, that's those are two legitimate versions of Marilyn.
Absolutely.
But I just prefer the silkier, you know,
A little more subtle, maybe.
Yeah, it was just her delivery. She didn't have to try very hard, but it was just a beautiful interpretation of that song.
I predict that's going to be a huge download for iTunes and a really big.
That's going to be
potentially
like
big
me downloading it over and over again at home.
Sarah, I'm going to
For
put it
all
on
your
this
different-
device. Now I'm going to put
I'm
it
going
on
to be
this
ready to
device.
perform it next week for you all.
Okay.
You have up to
fantastic.
5.
Great. We're
Oh,
ready.
yeah.
We're
You heard
ready.
it here first. That was an
That's it. That was an
exclusive.
exclusive. Sarah's going to sing next
I'm
week.
retracting. Tammy first.
We'll get her
I'll
some
do
hot tea.
backup for you. I'll make sure I don't have any dairy
Chorus.
for a week.
You'll be
so
my
that I can-
chorus.
I'll bring the throat coat.
There we go. Okay. We've got it
I'm
all
going to bring a
covered.
recorder that I'm going to play in lip sync too.
Well, I think that we should maybe take a break here and then talk about a little news in a minute. Is that cool with you guys?
Cool with me.
Okay, let's do it. Let's take a break.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You want to buzz about. Oh, sorry.
One of the,
They unmuted you, Kendra.
so this
Yeah,
is kind of
I like that, though. It's so mellow.
so I have a little news. Ladies, are you with me?
Sorry.
We're here.
We're
Sorry.
It's late.
It's okay
It's
when
always
you do
late
it.
on
I'm saying it's late.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Yeah, it is okay when I do it because I'm on the one side of the table. You guys are on the two side.
Okay.
No, I just wanted to. So I have some news and then I have some just sort of insight. The character that Tom was playing when he was singing the song "Don't Say Yes Until I Finish Talking" was Daryl Zanuck, who you've probably heard of. He was a very famous Hollywood producer. He was nominated for, gosh, it looks like 12 Academy Awards. One for How Green Is My Valley, Gentleman's Agreement, All About Eve. His most recent nomination was 1962, so he hasn't been around for a while, but he was quite famous for having had meetings with underlings in steam rooms and things like that. So that's why the scene was happening with the towels, because he liked to intimidate people and throw them off their game on things like that. And he wrote a biography, or there was a biography written about him in 1971 that was called "Don't Say Yes Till I Finish Talking." So that's where that came from.
Interesting. And he carries his cigar into the steam room.
Apparently he did. Not anymore, because he's not alive anymore.
I mean, he did.
But yes,
sorry.
apparently he used to.
Yeah.
Also, I see that Smash could be heading to Broadway. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine about 2 weeks ago, and the network has secured the rights to make the television show into a Broadway musical. So that could happen. There are no plans for it. They're still really, I think, probably very concerned about actually getting through the second season of Smash on TV before they can. But we've talked about this from the beginning, haven't we? About they're doing all the work. Why don't you make it into a musical, right?
Yeah, I read the same thing, and I think it was one of the producers was saying, they're trying to focus on the day job, and and that Bombshell is not fully fleshed out yet. So it's still kind of an idea, I think.
Right.
Right.
Well, and they obviously have some of the songs, but actually putting a story around that is a very, very big job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not like you can do it all simultaneously.
Right.
Create a television show and a Broadway musical
Unless
at the
they
same time.
get somebody out, outside to pick it up.
Definitely.
I'm sure people are interested.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. And like they've always been saying from the very beginning, it's probably been tried a lot of times. So you can kind of see what didn't work.
Or maybe
learn off of it.
Maybe
But
they'll
now
make
it'll probably have more traction since we've got this TV show that's, promoting it.
I was gonna say maybe they'll do like a competitive show, a Smash, Bombshell,
A Smash project.
American
for
Idol
example.
type. Yeah, yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
I think I was reading that they already sort of have like a Smash project, musical project.
Oh, really?
For high schools putting on, I don't know, I need to read the details more, but it's a contest for kids who are putting on a musical. It's not, I don't think it's Maryland based, it's just musicals, but maybe
that's
something
cool.
like a spin-off, who can put on the best
It's
Maryland
a great idea. I mean,
show.
obviously the musical shows really work, and there are lots and lots of talented kids out there who would be very willing to get into that. So it's a good idea. Also, we wanted to talk a little bit about Ellis, our nemesis. According to several news sources, we aren't the only ones who are sick of Ellis. Mashable listed the nasty and ridiculous Ellis as the most hated character on television, and he's been noted in Twitter feeds as the most annoying character on TV. Also, I wish he would get hit by a bus, and of course we have my favorite, send him to prison in Cleveland. So
We've got our picture up here.
tell about where you found that.
Yeah, so there's this article on Mashable. They give you a link to where you can create a meme like this for Ellis. And this one says, Pond Scum, and it has a picture of Ellis, and it gives you the option to create your own little meme.
So you can change the text all
Right,
around
you
him.
can change the text around him, making fun of this guy because he's such a scum of the earth
He
type.
really
person.
is.
Yeah.
Yes, Pond Scum. I say yes to Pond Scum.
Yes, you are, Ellis. Now get fired.
Ugh. Go to Cleveland. Go to prison in Cleveland. Do whatever it is you do, but don't do it here anymore. That is all the news and gossip I have. Do you have any? Oh,
I
you
just
do.
have the
I'm sorry, you
ratings.
forgot. You have the ratings.
Yeah,
yes.
the ratings from last week for Smash were 2.2 over 5 in the 18 to 49 age group.
Demo.
So it was 6.1 million viewers overall, and they say that it was up a tick versus the previous week.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah, so that's good news.
I also was reading that Catherine McPhee was talking about how the show really kind of starts to, really kind of
Pick up.
gallop to the end, which happens a lot.
Wait,
that's,
what does it do?
Yeah, what is
That's kind of shorthand for me and my writer friends. We always go, So yeah, so she was saying that it's going to start picking up from here because we're really racing to the finish, and so hopefully we'll
good.
enjoy the episodes a lot like we have today.
Yeah, I got that from the previews. It seems like a lot more.
Yeah, so let's go into predictions. Let's talk about predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV prediction.
Next week's episode is called The Movie Star. So it's going to be all about Uma. And I don't know if do we know about the songs that are coming up next week? I don't think so. I don't think we know yet. There is one called 1001 Nights that is Karen and Rebecca singing together. I don't know if that's coming next week, but it's coming in the future sometime. So what do you have for a prediction?
There's so much going on that it's hard to just narrow it down. But I think, I think it's obvious it's Rebecca.
Rebecca Duvall,
right?
is her character name.
I think it's kind of obvious that she's gonna, stir things up
and be a diva.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna trickle down to Karen and Ivy. I'm not sure how they're gonna handle it, but they'll be interesting to see.
Yes.
I think my main prediction is that I think things will get a little more complicated with Dev, RJ, Karen, that triangle. And I'm a little worried about that.
Do you think
No,
that
I'm worried about you next
You're
week.
concerned about me.
Yeah.
My feelings.
We may have to take
Thank
you.
you.
Pick
Do you
up
actually
off the
think they'll
ground.
cross the
Thank
line?
you. That's sweet
and
of
do
you,
something?
Kendra. I appreciate that.
I know. It's tough. It's a long time coming.
I know.
I don't know. I don't think it'll happen next episode, but I think it's on its way to happening.
Let's hope not.
I think it. I think it
not,
might be.
It might be.
Yeah.
He's gonna break my heart. I just know he is. I know he is.
Achy breaky.
Where, Kendra, can we find you in the world?
Oh, Twitter at Kendra Kabasele. That's KendraKavasele. Same as my website.
Yay. And you, Miss Sarah?
At Sarah Mendoza, and that's Sarah with an H.
And Ronnie?
You can find me at Ronnie Jr. Media on Twitter and right here at AfterBuzz all the time. Doing all these shows. And it's funny because I'm getting more and more interested in other shows that like I was talking to Tamara, like Game of Thrones is now sort of drawing me in because we do a great Game of Thrones after show. Just like you guys with Smash, you guys take me there. So I appreciate that. I think that's pretty cool. And my other little note is, of course, iTunes. We want the comments. We want the ratings. We want all that good stuff.
We've got some good commenters on our...
keep writing in.
Yeah,
keep writing in.
We love hearing from you.
You can find me at Tamara Berg on Twitter, and tamaracentral.com is my website. So that's it for this evening. We will see you next week for Smash.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.